I feel like the common denominator is just passionate individuals who really feel an obligation to address these incredibly challenging areas. Global food, energy, and water in excess really, sorry, I'm a little nervous. Okay, this is on video. Okay. Nice to meet you. My name is Ahava. I'm the community manager for SID Israel, Society for International Development. I'm going to try and play a short video of our work, and then we'll deep dive into from NGOs to private companies, startups, research institutes, academic programs, and individuals who are practitioners in the humanitarian aid sector. We have a very wide range of sectors within the community, from WASH to agriculture to healthcare, education, and many more. Israeli public and education system. So, community building. Community made up of, as I said, organizations, companies, less of individuals. The purpose of our work at SID is to really enhance the Israeli footprint in these realms of development and aid. We really believe that Israel can and should be a stronger player in this sphere. We have a lot of the innovation. It was discussed at length over the last few days. The innovation and the know-how and the ability to get more involved in this field. So the main goal, the bottom line of the existence of SID is in order to enhance the capacity of the community to engage in the work that they're already doing. So we have a variety of activities that we do. We have online meetings where we provide, the goal is to provide opportunities for collaboration, to introduce the community members to opportunities they maybe wouldn't have come across. An example is a pitching session that we did to the Taiwanese Foreign Aid Fund, Taiwan ICDF, events that we do with the World Development Banks, Asian Development Bank, in order to encourage our community to expand their work and branch out with what they're doing. We have an annual conference with hundreds of community members that come, they exchange ideas, they discuss the key challenges they're experiencing in the field, they learn from each other, get to know about each other's work and projects, and ideally creating cooperation and collaboration. Ambassador meetings for Israeli ambassadors that go on missions abroad for a few years. So part of what we do is we facilitate roundtable meetings for organizations, companies, startups that are already active in those countries in order to introduce to the ambassador their work and create an infrastructure for collaboration once the ambassador arrives at the country. We have a grant program, it's called Forward Together. This is the third year running, and we actually just kicked it off last week. The goal of the grant is to support organizations where they're at a pivotal stage in their strategic, in creating strategic work plans. They're at a pivotal stage in their growth, and our desire is to give them that push forward together. And this year, for the first time, we're offering financial support alongside advisory services that are really tailored to the organizations and to their needs in order to support them in their growth. Professional forums, a very wide range of forums. We have an active community on WhatsApp with over 2,000 people, either already practicing in the field of development or interested, where we offer at career opportunities, collaboration opportunities. I'll mention specifically two of our forums. We have CEO Forum for the private sector and CEO Forum for NGOs, where again the goal is for people to familiarize themselves with their colleagues, familiarize themselves with other projects, whether they're in the same region that they're active in or in their same sector. And lastly, we have a research grant program where we aim to support researchers who have very practical applications to their research. This year, Ariel, who presented his amazing research yesterday out of Hebrew University, is one of our applicants. So really with the goal of researching practical solutions that can be implemented in the field, not just remain theoretical in the ivory tower. So those are the academics we want to give a push forward to. So this is our first pillar of activity, is the community. And here I just wanted to share one of the examples, one of our events that we hold in order to expose our CEOs to various avenues for collaboration. So Taiwan ICDF that I mentioned, the Taiwanese Foreign Aid Fund, who wanted to hear more. We suggested 8 organizations who we thought were very promising from within the community, out of which they selected 5. They wanted to hear more about their work. Cultivate was one of them, and Tomer, in the rush to come here and deal with the conference, presented Cultivate's work amazingly well. And the idea was to pitch the key projects that the organizations are active in and their long-term goals, and hopefully to establish collaboration with the fund, potentially for funding or for training. So this is an example of some of our activity for the community. The second pillar is policy, impact, and advocacy. So we try and influence Israeli policy and Israeli involvement in the field of humanitarian aid and international development. Research-based, evidence-based policy recommendations in order to really encourage Israel to grow its activity and its participation in these fields, in these realms, and to contribute as much as possible. We call it soft diplomacy. I think in a time, every Israeli in this room can attest to the fact that we've had some very complex years in our region. And I think there's a tendency to turn inward and to the national and to focus a lot more on what's happening in Israel. And we feel that it's very significant to maintain our focus also in the global development sphere. So there are 3 main areas that I can say that we're active in this realm. This is my colleague, Einat. She's a human rights lawyer. She's familiar with the judicial system. So the first area is our Gaza Forum. We're comprised of professionals, academics, leading in their field, I would say mainly from public health and food security. And they engage about the dire humanitarian state in Gaza at the moment and ways to address it. It's a deeply, deeply complex topic, but I'm proud that our organization is taking part in this conversation. And like I mentioned, policy recommendations, an attempt to lobby. We want to increase our lobbying in the Knesset and the Israeli government in order to encourage Israel to have more policies and more involvement in the global sphere. Lastly, I'll mention that we're currently establishing a forum of government officials from various offices in the government who hold international positions. So like the Ministry of Health, there's someone who's in charge of international relations in the Ministry of Health. The reason we're creating this forum is because we feel that there's a lack of knowledge, a lack of awareness of the work that Israeli organizations are doing in various sectors, like I mentioned, WASH, agriculture, health. We feel that it's very significant, important for these officials to be aware of this work and to create the infrastructure to expand upon it. And the third pillar of our activity at SID is public awareness and education. And we feel that there's an element of bottom-up when it comes to discussing global challenges. I think Israel has many challenges to solve, but it doesn't mean that we can't leverage our abilities, our privilege, the innovation that is that comes from our land in order to address global challenges as well. We feel that it's very, very important. So 3 areas of activity in this pillar. The first is an educational program we're launching this year in collaboration with an Israeli NGO called Early Starters. They focus on early childhood education, along with another Israeli NGO called LEAD. The idea is it's a program for the youth within the schools, and the idea is basically to introduce them, to bring them into the discourse of global challenges in the development sphere, to bring them into the humanitarian complexities around the world, and to take them out of only the Israeli context that they're so used to being in. And we want to create some kind of hackathon where the youth themselves are the ones who are introduced to these challenges, and then the ones who are offering up solutions and hopefully becoming interested in the field, and down the line maybe pursuing a career in this field. Media engagement, like publications and various news outlets and podcasts we partnered with, all with the goal of really bringing more of this into the Israeli public, more of this conversation into the discourse. So really, I think I'm going to end here. I'll just say that it's really been a pleasure to be here. Thanks for sticking it with me. Sticking it out. I got over that initial hump, but thanks to Cultivate for creating this beautiful event led by Zoe and to Must, and it's been really inspiring. And I'll say also that SID, as the umbrella organization, it's an entry into the Israeli community that's active in international development and humanitarian aid. As community manager, I'm always looking for opportunities to bring value to our community members. If you feel like there's an opportunity for collaboration, or there's a specific need that you would be interested in engaging with Israeli NGOs who are active on the continent, so contact me. I printed many business cards that I haven't used yet. So thank you very much.